Do you think that there's people sitting in a room somewhere in Milwaukee saying, what can we do to ruin this iconic company? It sure as hell seems like it. Stick around, I'll tell you what I mean. Welcome back to Bob's Garage. And if this is your first time here, welcome. This is going to be a bit of a rant, and sorry about that. But anyway, this is Bob's Garage. We post weekly videos related to Harley-Davidson, their products, their lifestyle, all that stuff. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. There's a ton of channels out there to choose from. You're spending a few minutes with me, and I do appreciate that. But the news out of Milwaukee recently, I saw a video about this. Another YouTuber talked about it, and I didn't believe it to be true. So I went to a local Harley-Davidson dealership, which will remain unnamed, and I spoke to an unnamed employee and said, hey, this is the rumor I'm hearing, is it true? This person confirmed that the rumor was true. The rumor is Harley-Davidson is going to require all of their dealerships to look the same. What sense that makes, I have no idea. When my wife and I and our friends, Keith and Shannon, and all of us get together, we plan a ride, we always, a destination is usually a Harley store. It's a great place to stop, use the restroom, get something to drink, look at some bikes, talk bikes with people. And every dealership is unique. You know, there's some with fireplaces, some look like mountain cabins. I mean, there's a ton. Hickory is unique, Wilkesboro, all the ones in our area are unique. Not to mention, if you watched my video last week where I went to the Smoky Mountain Harley-Davidson in Maryville, Tennessee, that place is extremely unique. Crystal Harley-Davidson down in Homosassa, Florida. These places are destinations. They are extremely unique. Now, we choose to go on these rides and go to these places because of that fact, because they're all unique. If every Harley dealership is going to look the same, then if it looks like the one in my backyard, why go to the one up the road? I mean, it makes no sense. I don't know. You know, they're trying to do what car dealerships. I know General Motors did this with Chevrolet and Cadillac and all their lines. And all the, if you look at Nissan dealerships, they all look the same. Ford dealerships all look the same. I get that, because a car dealership is so different than a Harley dealership. Okay, I was over at our local Harley-Davidson dealership, just talking with the guys, chit-chatting about bikes, hanging out, getting a nice drink. I never do that at my car dealership. I never go to the local Nissan store where I got my truck and just hang out and have a drink and talk to the guys. Never, ever do I do that. But I always do that to the Harley stores. They're unique. They're destinations for people to go to. And if you're going to make them all the same and take away that uniqueness, that's just insane to me. I just don't get it. So I've talked with a few people about this. So far, everyone has agreed with me that this is a dumb idea. Who am I? No one really cares what my idea is. And apparently the way it works is, oh, and by the way, the dealers have to do this on their own dime. Harley's not contributing any money to these dealers to help them, which really sucks. But apparently the way this is working, the dealers are presented with a set of plans. They actually have 3 or 4 sets of plans, and you can choose which one you want. They're all relatively the same. There's a few minor differences between them, but you're going to be picking of those 3 or 4. Then you have to pick the interior, the flooring, the color combinations. You can't mix and match. It's like this set or this set or this set. And if you like it, great. I mean, if you don't really have a lot of choices. And if I'm a dealer, I don't want to remodel my store. And if you're going to make me do it, you should contribute some of the money. And if you're going to make me pay, at least let me do it the way I want to. I just don't, this is just the dumbest thing ever. You know, and I've always, if you watch videos over the last couple of years, I've always defended Harley-Davidson, and I've always stuck up for them, and I don't bash them. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I cannot defend them in this case. I just can't. It's stupid. I don't know whose idea it was. You gotta assume it's coming from the top down, and makes no sense to me. I would really be interested to hear what you guys think about this, because it just makes no sense to me whatsoever to make all these Harley dealerships look the same. Even if you've got a few different variations, they're all going to be relatively the same. Now, I'm sure they're going to be very attractive buildings and they'll probably look really good, but that's not the point. Okay, the point is these places are destinations that you go to due to their uniqueness. Now, what I did recommend to the dealership employee that I spoke with, we chatted for quite a while about this, and I said, well, if I'm not going to come to a Harley dealership because of the uniqueness of the store and to see something I don't normally get to see, what's going to draw me in? I said, you're going to have to increase the number of events that you hold, because that gives me a reason to come to the store. Foot traffic is already down in a lot of these stores, so to alienate people further makes no sense. So now they're going to have an event here and there, a bike night, or a musician on a Saturday evening, or our local Harley dealership. It's at the end basically of a strip mall, and from what I understand, the owner of the Harley dealership owns that entire strip mall. There's a tattoo shop, and there's a vape store. I would get rid of the vape store and replace that with a cigar shop. Cigars are popular right now. Maybe have a Harley-Davidson cigar get-together where guys can sit and they put some fire pits out. I mean, events like that. They're going to have to be very creative in the events that they create to draw people into these stores. If there's no uniqueness and no other reason to go there, you're going to have a really cool event. So I've been racking my brain trying to come up with events, and I think what dealerships might want to do is talk to guys like me. I've been a Harley dealer or a Harley owner for several years. I live and breathe Harley, love it. Okay, so maybe form a committee of some of your top customers that can get together and brainstorm events. What would you like to see at our store? What event would you come to? What would you think would be a waste of time? Just so these dealers have an idea of what our expectations are. Hopefully the local dealers will consider doing something like that. I know they all have marketing directors and marketing managers. Their plates are already pretty full. So if you can, not to mention that I'm out and about at all these other Harley dealerships. So who's better to pick my brain? I mean, pick my brain. I've seen all this stuff. I know what I like. I know what I see when I'm out there. So I'd be happy to sit down and just say, hey, look, this is what I would come see. This would be a waste of my time. I know another dealership I saw on their Facebook, they had midget wrestling. I would not waste my time to go to a midget wrestling match. I'm sorry. But there's always something that you can get people into your store with. And right now you got to cash in on stuff that's popular. Cigars are always popular. Have a guy's night with cigars. Have a women's night with cigars. I don't care. Just come up with some events, to get people in the door. If you guys have any ideas for events that are happening in your area that you really like and you think would be successful, comment them down below, and I'll pass those on to our local dealer. We're just trying to come up with something to get people in the door, but I think this is a huge mistake for Harley-Davidson. I think it's going to really, really hurt the brand, but who am I? I'm just an owner of a motorcycle. I'm not an owner of a company. I'm not an owner of a dealership, so I guess my word probably doesn't count for much. But if they ask, I'll tell them. But anyway, my rant is over. That's really all that I have for this week. So I just want to thank you guys for coming along for the ride. I appreciate you stopping by every week. And ride safe, ride often, and I'll see you in the next one.